Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the spider plant. And so these spider plants are just the regular ones you could buy at like a Home Depot or like a Lowe's or even IKEA. What I want to talk about is the tips turning brown. So you can see here, see there, let's see right there. It's pretty common. What happens is you'll buy it and you'll bring it home, have it for like a month, and then you'll start noticing that the tips aren't green anymore, they're turning brown. And the first reaction is you think that you're not watering the plant enough and it's causing the tips to get brown, so you keep watering it, and then you notice that the tips are just getting browner and browner, and eventually every single one has brown tips. What's actually happening is these plants, this type of plant is really susceptible to, it's called fluoride toxicity. So they're super sensitive to fluoride, which is in our natural tap water. And what happens is, as you keep watering it with tap water, the symptom of too much fluoride in these plants is the browning tips. So the tips aren't brown because of lack of water, they're turning brown because there's too much fluoride in the water. So what you want to do is you want to use either bottled or distilled water, or water that you've put through a filter. I know there's some blogs that say that if you put the water in a container and leave it over, like out in the sun, the fluoride and chlorine will evaporate. What'll happen is the chlorine will evaporate, but the fluoride will remain. So if you keep watering it, you're going to get the brown tips. So all you have to do is to fix these brown tips is to just use either bottled or distilled water, or water that's gone through a filter. And the tips that are already brown, they're not gonna regrow green. They're gonna stay brown. But your new growth, like these ones, are all gonna come out green. So you won't have any brown tips. Also, one thing to note too is if you have a lot of perlite in your soil, perlite can cause it to have the same symptoms as fluoride toxicity. So if you've noticed that you're using distilled water, but you're still getting a couple brown tips, and you notice there's perlite in the soil, it could be caused from that. But as long as you use distilled water or filtered water, you'll notice that all the new growth is super green and there's no brown tips. Yeah, so just use fresh water.